Hello, my name is Creostix, and welcome back to Elden Ring. New Game Plus, cozy, big fire in the tree, because big tree means big fire and it's cozy. I feel the logic is impeccable. Right, good. So, we go up, and we go and try to learn if we can do a nice big kill. Or multiple, rather. Yes. So yeah, all achievements is still the goal, but who the hell knows how the whole thing is gonna end up. I still have my doubts that the trick to avoid needing another playthrough would work, so it'll probably not work. Therefore, I need to be mentally prepared to have to go through the game on New Game Plus as well. And I've forgotten all of the details of the maps again, so I need to Google all of the details of how to get through places quickly all over again. So, yes, let's go. First off, this boy. Be ready to summon.
I knew you'd come. To become Elden. It's a sad state of affairs. I commend your spirit, but alas, none shall take the throne.
Right.
Marquez, I'll help.
I'm sure she does.
Continue to struggle unto eternity.
Right. Good. So while you're at this, could you? Right. Give us a nice big opening. That's not a nice big opening. I disapprove.
I know in my bones.
Well,
a tarnished cannot become a lord. Not even you.
Right. Good.
A man cannot kill a god.
Well, I mean, what if I'm a half man? Cool. The set of the all-knowing. Again. Right. Good. Great. Which tree branch led me to the place I needed to go to? Was it this one? Or was it the other one? I am hopeful it's this one. Also, I maybe forgot to activate the grace. Whatever. I think there's another one here anyway, if this is the way to go. I still have no clue about the lore beyond, like, Big Tree and something Lord and Rena something Moon. That's it. I'm sure it's riveting. Okay, cool. Now let's rest here, because we're gonna need a fresh set of stuff. I don't remember what this is. Earth Tree Heal. Cool. I think I had that one already. Okay, if I remember right, this one attacks really quickly, so it's hard to... Like, you need to be really quick on the draw with the summon, and it still might not be quite quick enough, so... Victory in mind. Yes. Let's go. Oh, right, it's a cinema. We've seen this though. Hello. Alright, do your thing. Go free. Nice to meet you. Oh right, he's the one with the lion back of the shoulder. I see. Cool. It's yes, very all-thoracic, yes. And plenty of ethereal hair. Yes. Oh right, it's the crabby boy. Right, yes, I remember now. The first time around went pretty okay, if I remember correctly. But mostly because we got distracted by the mimic here, so... Because grab attacks and AoEs are a good boss fight. Oh well, we'll just have to try and hopefully power through. Oh, and can't be hit when they grab someone. While I kind of get the point, like I can't be hit when I backstab someone. That's fair enough, I suppose, but still. The annoyance is almost palpable. Alright. Okie dokie. That is Hoarak's done. What's my, so what, bigger? Sure. I guess eventually I might respec the character if I need to, let's see, basically, if I need to grind enough levels that I could feasibly make a 99 intelligence character to wield the dark blue moon greatsword thing as effectively as damage-wise possible. Until that day comes, though, then I think the Bloodhound Fang is still the most damage capable greatsword I have of the not colossal weapons. Because I tried with the, like, 99 strength, 99 intelligence... No, 99 intelligence, and I think I went all the way to, like, 75, 75, or some, like, 60, 60, and 9... Yeah, 99 intelligence, and I think 60, 60 strength dex, and I think it was still less than 99 strength and 99 dex with the Bloodhound Fang. So yeah, the Dark Blue Moon Greatsword I tried at 99 intelligence and 60 strength dex, and it had less damage still than what I have going on here with Bloodhound's Fang, which I thought was quite surprising. It didn't seem like it should go there like so, but here we are. So, you just never know how the cookie crumbles. Yes, it just goes when you least expect it. It just happens like a champ. It surprises you when you try to do a thing. Right, let me try to set some of this stuff up, like, not terribly, so I have a couple of instances of some assistance up in text form once I try to understand what on earth I'm supposed to be doing. Alright. Okay, so Elden Beast could take a number of tries, though. We could be here a while. This could take a hot minute. Alright. After we kill Elden Beast, let's very, very carefully try not to mess all of this stuff up. But before we do that, okay, what's like the best set of items I could be carrying here? Because it got really close the last time around, and it's much more difficult this time around, so... yeah. There is the enormous boost of physical damage negation, however, I wonder how much of the Elden Beast's damage is not physical, though. It's still better than the soul collecting, talisman, though. This might be the best option I have for now, and we'll just see if this goes sideways. I'll just need to Google what sort of damage Elden Beast actually does. So, fingers crossed. Yeah, so last time I got like 1 millimeter of life left and I killed it on, I think, the first go. This time, I don't think I've learned anything, and it's been a couple of weeks. So I think I'll die at least a few times. Worst case scenario is I might have to grind myself into just shocking amounts of levels, but we'll see how it is. I'm gonna wait on summoning the Mimic, just because the big boy is so much more difficult than this one. Like, this is by no means a cakewalk, but the big bad is the bad. I blocked that, actually. Yeah, I'm fascinated by the notion that the game would not allow me to Right. Man, that's not a lot of damage. Also, not a fan of the AoE as always, but we've mentioned before how I hate the boss fights in this game. I might have to reconsider my thoughts on not getting the Mimic here, because it's doing it badly. It did look like a weird grab attack when it was winding up for it, but I still kind of didn't know what to look for, so... Alright. Okay, so... I hope I won't have to level grind for this one yet. It's possible, but let's see what we can do here. There's also the possibility that I might just need to... So what other, like, what, fire? Like, could that be considered lightning? I don't know. Holy. I guess it's lightning or holy, but who the hell knows which one? Well, let's give it a try before we worry about that. And then there's the third option of just starting a level 1 character in New Game proper and just do that instead, which will take $300. okay, so 11 flasks to deal with the beast. We'll see. We'll see. But yeah, I do need to summon the Mimic there, because endless AoEs with no stamina bar. You know, the cheating bosses of Elden Ring. What you gonna do? Hello. This one is really, really bad though, because this boss is the one that keeps running away from you. Because that's how good boss fights are these days. They run away from you and just shoot stuff at you. Yeah, this. It's only this. Endless magic in your face, and run. Right. I might have to Google, like, what spells actually just cheese this boss, because this boss fight is really bad. Like, it runs away and does ranged hits at you until you die. It's one of the most lazy boss fights I've seen in any FromSoft game. And FromSoft games have some lazy boss fights, just most of them are actually not terrible, but this game is really awful. I don't know what happened. That's somehow a sensible move, because, you know, having dodgeable moves is apparently, like, oh, okay. Like, it's just horrible game design. Like, what are we doing? It's a pretty looking thing, but it's not a fight, it's just, it's basically a war of attrition against an AoE BS thing that teleports away from you eventually. Like, it's literally hot garbage based on line one. There. Yeah, I did it. Was it fun? No. It's one of the worst boss fights I've ever seen. Ugh. Alright. So before we do anything, let's get back to reading the supposed info on how to avoid doing New Game Plus Plus, but we probably still have to for the third ending. Alright, so beat final boss and activate Side of Grace in final room. Save and fully quit out of your game so that your cloud save is uploaded. I somehow doubt this is gonna work, but we'll see how this happens, okay? Activate Side of Grace. Right. I'm gonna rest at it too, just, you know, to be safe. There. And now we get up here. So now we save and fully quit out. Alright. I'm just gonna, because it's gonna show some of my console stuff, so let's just, so yeah. System. Quit game, which is save and return to the title menu. It's gonna do the intro thing. See, I'm gonna, it's just doing this as it's supposed to, right? I mean, fully quit out of the game, I believe, just does mean indeed, like, actually going into the, like, closing it in the console as well. So I need to actually restart the game fully as such. I believe that surely is what it should mean, right? Cool. Okay, so. And now we're in the intro again. And it didn't do like a quick resume, so it apparently fully quit out of the game. There we are. Nice and hopeful we are. Alright. So, load your save file and let's keep reading as it is supposed to happen. I wonder if... I wonder if it matters if I play online or offline in the settings themselves. I don't... There's no mention of that, but... Well, I mean, it's probably not going to work anyway, and messing around with it's going to make this just more convoluted and messed up. So let's try it as it's written, just so we absolutely are clear that the guide doesn't work for me, or maybe it works sometimes, or maybe I messed up something on the first go. In any case, be prepared that I have to do New Game Plus Plus because the game hates me. And the universe probably is in tandem with that notion. And because the game is so horribly bad, we have to do New Game Plus Plus as well, just because that's just how it is. I mean, horribly bad is a big set of words, but I so deeply hate the boss fights, and I hate so many elements about this game that are just not honestly being talked about. I'm still wondering about doing the opinion piece video on it. It's a lot of work for probably like 10 views, so it's... still. Maybe. We'll see. Alright. So, as soon as the ending achievement pops, press home button, scroll down to Elden Ring, press options, manage game, save data, click gamer tags, delete save data, delete from console if it still shows the save, delete again until it's gone. Press home button and restart the game. It will now sync, download your save from cloud. Right. I'll do a quick check that I know exactly what I'm looking for, because I should be perfectly usual, so... press Elden Ring, yeah, managed game and add-ons. Saved data. There. And it's from console and the normal usual way it's supposed to be. Okay, and then it'll just let me do the whole thing. I have a feeling it's not going to work because it's going to do the achievement right at the very end of the credits, and that's just the autosave doing its thing, and it's not going to work out. So let's see. Fingers all the way crossed. Alright. Load your save file, interact with statue of the Elden. Repeat step 3 and download your save file again. Alright. So, interact with statue. There's gonna be a cinematic, and we'll just see how it goes. It probably won't work. It's probably gonna be a New Game Plus Plus. It might even require me to level up the character for 5 months. We'll see. But... mend the Elden Ring, sure. Whatever the hell that means. I'm not skipping this one, though. I do need to, like, very quickly deal with the save file stuff, so we'll see how it goes. It's very lucky that it apparently just doesn't break while trying to put that on there, but so it goes. It's the logo of the game.
The fallen leaves tell a story
Glad to hear.
of how a tarnished became Elden Lord.
Through a lot of
In
stubborn
our home,
trying.
across the fog, the lands between. Our seed will look back upon us and recall
How horrible the boss fights were.
an age of fracture.
And pumpkins as helmets. Hi, Iron Imp. I'm trying to see if the ending trick works. I don't think it's gonna. We'll see how it we'll see how it does. It probably won't. Just be prepared. Never really figured out who the narrator is. I haven't figured out anything. The only thing I know about the lore of the game is that apparently FromSoft got really lazy with the boss fights, and that's like a not even lore. It's just the notion. I still hate the boss fights so bad. Elden Beast was so bad. And the Azura, you know, the Horax, that was also bad. I don't know who Shibiri even is. I'm sure it's not important. I'm sure it's fine. See, my story is that sword hits things until you get a 99/99 character, and then you stubbornly finish the game and learn that the ending trick doesn't work, and you never get all the achievements until you do New Game Plus Plus all the way through. Woo! Alright. Well, it's syncing A data. Whatever that means. I mean, if this works, I'm happy, but, well, happy is a big word. But the sort of metal basket head guy. Not sure which one that is. Alright. Anyway, what do you say for indirectly such a alright, so apparently this should now work. I very sincerely doubt that, but we'll see. I think it might have worked. I think it might have actually worked. However, this is still not a quick way to end the game, though. You find him early on in the lake under some ruins. Then again on the first snow area. I'm not sure I found that boy. See, I hate to, like, I promise I don't mean to be snarky, but you find him early on near the lake under some ruins. That's like half of the areas in the game. Like, under ruins near a lake is like most of the areas in the game. like there's so many places that fit that description. It's like every cellar in the game. Anyway, okay. Right. So okay. Cool. Okay, so now I need to find Frenzied Flame Prescription. Wherever the hell that then is. So Google is my friend Maybe. Okay, Elden Ring. Frenzied. Because I have no clue where the hell that is. Location beneath subterranean shunning grounds underneath Cathedral of the Forsaken. Okay, this is gonna be a lot of adventuring still, because I haven't unlocked any of this. So, Cathedral of the Forsaken. So I need to do some boss fights still, I think. Yeah, I need to do like Moch the Omen and friends, so. Yeah, I don't think I've met that boy. At least first snow area doesn't ring a bell. For an NPC of that description. Alright, I think I can go down here through this bit, right? Yeah, I'm sure it'll be fine. See, it's fine. There. Nice and easy. So yes, there's still plenty to do. I don't actually know if I can manage this in one sitting, but we'll see how far we get. Oh boy. Bad angle. Ooh. It's fine. I think I have that already. Yes. Cool. Right. Here we are. Let's go. Hi. There we are. Nice and easy. Okay, which one of these should I drop now? I think this one. Oh, this place is great. See, we've entered the best area in the game. I'm sure we just need to learn to love it through our FromSoft love machine buttons. Yes. All right, so here. Let's do a quick rest before we because I probably should level up the thing. Yep. Alright. I don't remember what's the quickest way to do any of this, so we'll just have to, you know, bear with me for a while. Oh, I probably shouldn't pick up the items. It's gonna take forever. It's like the depths, but more non-descriptive. Yeah, basically, yeah. That's how I remember it too. And lots of rats. And the small grotesque stuff. Man, I hate the rats in this game, though. They stun lock you so bad. Also, I do remember when Dark Souls 2 got all of the hate because the poise in Dark Souls 2 was really like brittle, that every enemy could stun lock you. I have essentially the best armor set in the game, and rats stun lock me and I can't hit them. So, but in this game it's okay because Miyazaki was involved in the creation of the game, whereas in Dark Souls 2 it was a blemish because Miyazaki wasn't in the room when that blemish was made, right? Yes, good. Struggle to navigate even with a video. Yeah, that sounds about right. Let's go. This is gonna be great. But I didn't do this beforehand because I couldn't trust that the ending trick would work. So all of this would have been for nothing if the if the ending trick didn't work. So there we are. Who else feels that the arrows might be a tiny touch underpowered? DS3 sort of poised to... Yeah, that's true. I think Dark Souls 1 is like the only Souls game with good poise, where like tiny enemies don't actually stun lock you all day. Decked out in full habilis, you get interrupted by a basic starting zombie. Yes. And it's the same thing here, and it's the same thing in Dark Souls 2. But in Dark Souls 2, it was a design flaw, whereas in the other ones it was not, because Miyazaki was in the room, giving the game the Miyazaki quality of by breathing in the same room when the... Right. I will never forgive the critics of Dark Souls 2. Nice and easy. Never really came back to that, which is kind of a shame. Yeah, it is. Yeah, I feel like that was the one... Like, Dark Souls 1 in many other ways is slightly more primitive than the next games in the series, but the poise bit is where... that's the one game where poise was the closest thing to actually working. And then they basically removed poise from the rest of the series. Like, Like, the rest of the series has a thing called poise, but there really isn't a poise. It's just like, everything stun locks you. Bye. No matter what you're wearing, no matter what the enemy is. Poise, yes. Glad the stamina is back to both carry weight plus stamina meter, but the damage negation from armor isn't really enough to build a tanky character. Yes! Full agree, yeah. Like, the tanks are no longer a viable build, which is, again, kinda dumb. And without the poise too, yeah. No hurry. There we go. let's see. What's up here? Hello. Right. There's a lot like about Elden Ring, but I'm not sure it all fits together. There's honestly a lot that I don't like in this. Like, it's basically a collection of enemy ideas and a collection of level biome ideas stretched very thinly along a huge world. And I think basically all of the mechanics have problems. From poise, from like, you know, the continuation of movement, from all of that stuff. Tanks are no longer a thing, like, you just can't armor your way through anything anymore, which I find is kinda dumb. The boss designs are horrendously bad. Like, it's all just area of effect, and grab attacks, and copy pastes, and then the bosses run away from you, and teleport away from you, because that's somehow a good idea. Like, like Elden Beast right now, I got Elden Beast on my second try now on New Game Plus. I mean, I died to the first phase of whatever her name is, but like and then the Elden Beast one I did basically on my first try because that was the first time I got to the second phase. So whatever. Anyway, oh hello. Okie dokie. What sort of arrows do I carry around these days? Who likes lightning arrows? Elden Beast is cool looking, but not very satisfying. Yeah, I kind of said the same thing just like when I bought it again. Like, it's just a lot of interesting-ish visuals, and it's an absolute piece of garbage to actually fight. Because all you do is run at it while it does random AoE attacks at you from a mile up in the air. And it teleports away from you, and you run at it again to hit it again. Dodging means basically nothing. Blocking means basically nothing. It's all just you DPS run your way through the thing until either one of you dies, and it's all terrible. Like, It's like, imagine if the Four Kings in Dark Souls 1, instead of just being a melee DPS race, it's one king that, instead of fighting you, teleports away from you all the time and throws just random ass magic missiles at you. Like, that's Elden Beast. It's terrible. It's so bad. Hello. Fireproof dried liver in the random ass corner of a sewer. Om nom nom. Yeah, I also have, like, no memory, like, where the... Oh, I think this is the way to go, though. Yeah. Oh, come on now. Right. I switched away from the torch, I think, 8 times, but the game just wouldn't change it. So, you know, Elden Ring problems number whatever, the buttons don't do anything. So, like, when your action is interrupted by something, even with a margin of, like, within the last 1.5 seconds, it still just refuses to do the thing you tried to do 1.5 seconds ago. No matter how many times you try, no matter how many times you actually genuinely got it done, and the game is like, no, because I suck. Like, Cool story, bruh. Here. The worst is the distance and then the variety of homing magic alternatively. Yes. Forest of Spirits from Mononoke. I haven't seen Mononoke in like 15 years, but sure. Because it can get off 2 or 3 different devastating attacks before you get into melee range. Yes, and I feel like that is the cheapest bit of it, that it's basically a cheat code against melee builds. Like, it is a boss that avoids being hit by teleporting, and if it chooses to not let you hit it, you can't. The same thing with the double-headed dragon, which is an optional fight at least, but still, that's equally cheap, because all that does is teleport away from you or fly away from you and like swoops in like a hawk to do essentially unavoidable damage. And it doesn't stay in place for you to hit it. Which, it may sound weird in terms of like real life. Like, yes, in real life a boss wouldn't let you kill it. Yeah, sure. But it's a video game where this is a build that you do. You hit stuff. You can't make a boss that just chooses to stay away from you being able to connect melee hit, do damage. If you do that, you're making a cheap, BS, terrible-ass boss fight. Which, apparently FromSoft is now in the business of doing that. I don't know what happened, but so it goes. Alrighty. Hello? These things. Hi. Man, I hope I am in the right direction. Give us a minute. I'm trying to remember how this works. Turns the bullet, or just SOL. You were dodging the first attack. Use a million spikes of light from every direction. Yes. Did like Astal Natural Born of the Void. That was a cool fight for a teleporting boss, and it did linger with languid melee attacks, so it felt like there was a window. Yeah, I do agree that Astal is a better version of a similar thing that Elden Beast is. Like, Astal even looks basically the same as Elden Beast does, just like add like a mandible skull at the end. That's like, they look so similar, it's kind of almost off-putting. But yes, I liked Astal more, but it's still kind of the similar take at the same problem though. Like, it's still just a, hi, I look cool, I fly around and teleport, and that's my shtick. I want something more interesting than that, and more man-to-man fight. Like, I'm not saying it has to be a dude in armor. I do like those though. Dark Souls 2 has the best boss fights. I don't care what people say, because they're interesting duels. Man-to-man, or woman-to-woman. Yes. And you hit stuff, and you dodge stuff, and you read movements, and you take... Like... These Astals and Elden beasts are just like, hey, it's a blob of stuff! And it's an AoE of everything is just a light of damage. My screen is yellow with holy magic, and that's just a thing, and that's all it is. Like, oh, okay, cool. Like, Astal is better, yes. But it's still a bad idea. There we go. Aha! Hello. Yep. I'm honestly not sure if I'm even going the right way now, but I hope I am. Hello. Hi. This does look vaguely promising, though. One of my favorite duel fights was Champion Ginder, the optional boss in DS. I think you may have mentioned that before. That rings a bell. I also kind of enjoyed mostly him. The black blob stuff, I think, was not my favorite thing in the world. Although... Wait, was Champion Ginder the one at the beginning with the blob stuff, or was he later on without the blob stuff? I think... Right. I think that's the later on without the blob stuff, right? Because if that's the one, I think... Yeah, that's a pretty good one, yeah. Didn't sprout the blobs in the hard version. That was yeah, true, yeah, I agree. I think that's one of the really nice ones, yeah, I full agree, yeah. That was a really good, like, just a humanoid dude in armor with just a very agile and interesting moveset with a big DPS, but you can work with it. You can fight and persevere through that and read and prepare his movements and see where it all goes. Like, you have a shot, and it feels like you're doing stuff that is meaningful. Yeah, Champion with the later version. Yeah. Now I remember. The names are kind of like dropping away from my mind. Okay, man, I hope this is the right way. Man, I'm not sure if I... Like, should I check the flower direction first? I don't know. Because I don't remember which way is the way to reach let's see. I'm pretty sure I have like a fire arrow thing, right? Nice and easy. I do somehow feel that the fire arrow should be more useful when it's quote-unquote weak to it, but that's just me thinking again, maybe. Back from where you were with the basilisk leads further down the pipe junctions. Yes, but is that the way to reach Mohg and further on into the fire ending place? The cathedral of whatever it was. Yes, alright. I'll just kill this one because I'm committed, but sure. Alright, let's... Magic bow and arrow? Sure, why not? Alright. Let's show the basilisks who's... Oh, and just so we're clear, I also deeply disagree with the decision that the basilisks are like 6 times more capable of withstanding damage than they used to be, because they are overpowered as hell in this one. Like, they take so much damage to actually take down. Like, a fully upgraded bow should kill them in, like, 3 hits, max. Like, I think this is kind of BS. You know, that's just my opinion and all, but I don't find these... Like, I feel that their insta-kill ability was kind of balanced out by them being not exceptionally strong in terms of vitality and life points, you know, hit points. But now, like, they can, like they can take so much damage without falling over. It's just madness. I don't remember if there's other baddies in here beside him. Don't like what this looks like, but so it goes. Yeah. Man, I remember not liking this place. Like, it's not even the platforming, but it's just like the endless amounts of secret enemies just hanging around everywhere. I find that to be pretty cheap. Alright. I think this opens a shortcut, and then you can double back and drop on the pipes previously inaccessible. Yeah, something along those lines sounds about right, yeah. Sounds about right. Alright. Hello. Oh, that just like randomly died before I'm... Alright. Fine. Hi. Right. Hello. Even, like, that's not enough to kill them. Like, that is... That is quite something. That's what that is. I also remember that this place at the very end, I think that this held like some really, really overpowered lobsters or something. It was pretty horrible. Okie dokie. I so cannot remember where to go. Look for a pipe with a hole in the top you can drop down into, but that's about much of the details that one can recall. Right, yeah, sounds about right, yeah. It's gonna take me a while, for sure. Man, you remember when lock-on was a lock-on? Like, come on. Seriously, just... I will never forgive the devs for removing lock-on from the ranged combat. Like, when an enemy literally no more than thinks about scratching the piece of gum they have in their pocket, then the locked-on arrow misses. Like, fuck. Please, like, could you just... Ah... Hello. Here. Nice. Hello. Hi. Yeah, this looks about right. Alright, and this is like a lot of running around in pipes, so let's just see how it all pans out. Right. So like that's a drop into a place I maybe don't want to be in. I'm not sure, but I don't. Cool. Right. So yeah, avoid dropping into places just yet, and just see if we can navigate our way to these places. I probably will have to drop into one of those holes, but I want to get a vibe for where I am actually going. It's gonna take a bit. Just bear with me. You. Okay. So far, not so horrible. Hello. Oh, I think we have a gargoyle on top of the pipe. Or a grotesque, rather, but you know what I mean. The stone goblins, whatever the hell they were called. Apparently made this area as a tribute to Mario Brothers. I mean... I guess I can see the joke, like, especially the entry point does check out as that, yeah. Yeah, the stone goblin, like, a little bit clips through the thing there. Hello. Trying to like just trying to avoid falling into obvious holes in the floor, but we'll see how it all works. I have a vague memory that I probably do need to drop into one of those holes, but I think only one of them is the one that works, so... And I don't think it's this one. I think this is just, like, doing... I'm not sure, but I don't think that's the one. I think it's one of the two in here. I'm a little too tired to keep it like a map in my mind about this one, so let's just hope we eventually get through the whole thing. I think, yeah, this is it, yeah. Okay, so I'll try this one first. Through here. Grab shield, let's go. Eh. Well, that does open that door. I guess that's progress. This looks promising. There we are. Eat sword. Jars of stuff. Although I do appreciate the raw meat dumpling, I suppose. I think this is exactly what I'm looking for. Boom. Let's go. I had a very, very, very vague memory that apparently happened to be lucky for me, so let's do. I don't even know why I'm picking up this stuff, I just feel like doing so. Alright, be prepared. It's Mork and his bleeding fire. Let's go. ranged stuff, then I'm gonna do the ranged stuff. I believe it was here where we can open the way through. At least that's how the dream goes. I would never have found this thing if I wouldn't have, I think, some sort of internet guide suggested I should be going this way. So interesting visual spot, this catacomb though. I kind of like it. It has a couple of really BS items to go and find. Like, it's a little bit too heavy on the, hey, let's drop in the whatever BS place and so on, but, you know, details. And it has a couple of items that you need to basically save load your way into getting, which is also kind of dumb, but Nomadic merchants. Yeah, it is interesting though, for sure. It is a good look. I like the look of the place, for sure. Ah, fuck. And that's what I don't like about the place. Because as much as the platforming, like, controls were improved into this game, like, hey, you have a jump button, the platform collision physics were not improved. Meaning that the platforms and levels you sort of clash into as the character have this habit of pushing you away from any floors you might be able to put a foot into. So especially this area just has this like glitchy habit of pushing you toward the center of this pit from the walls, so you fall and die to your death. That is... It's one of those cases where I think they wanted to be like, hey, we're funny! We're doing a funny! Because we are the FromSoft and we are the funny! That's what they wanted to go for. But instead, they didn't bother coding actual sensible, platforming physics. So instead, it's all terrible. And it ruins the cool visuals this place has going on. It's kind of a big bummer. Like, especially the walls in this pit have a tendency of pushing you into the center through an invisible, like, a mechanic. Like, it's as if there is a huge, protruding phallus in every bit of wall, like pushing your character into the center of the pit. But there's nothing visually there. But that's what these walls do. Which is lazy platform physics collision stuff. Which has been a plague of these games since the first Souls game, so... like, aren't we done with this? Like, weren't we done? Like, why do we have to keep doing this shit, you know? Alright. Yeah, sure, let's go there. Like, yeah, these walls, they will push you away from the platforms. Just watch, it's gonna happen. See that? What on earth pushed me all the way to this edge from while I was falling down? That was invisible platform garbage. The physics just go haywire in this pit, and that's a design flaw which they just never bothered to fix because, you know, why make their game good when they can make it invisible, glitchy, and by that, it's hard. Yes, let's make it hard by means of not fixing random-ass invisible glitch walls so that it's harder. Red Truck, hi, welcome. Glad to have you. We've had an excellent few weeks. It's been a hot minute since I've been in the business of streaming. Alright. There you go. Oh. I hate this game with a vengeance, so... I think it's honestly pretty unimpressive. It's an average Soulsborne game with almost every detail of it being essentially either incompletely or lazily designed. And it's pretty shoddy and doesn't fit together very well. And the boss fights suck. Ah. Yeah, like, that's probably the right choice to not play this one. It's honestly not that good. It has a Metacritic of, I think, 96, but that's only because these games are reviewed by essentially cultists who are incapable of having an actual rational thought about what is a good and bad video game and what is a good and bad design choice. And I don't mean it as an insult. I mean it literally just as, like, they've lost the ability to actually have an honest look if something is, as a result, a good thing. Like, if a boss fight is actually a good boss fight, and instead they just throw a 10 into it because it's a FromSoft game, and call it a day. Like, the reviews for this game are filled with quotes like, a game of this magnitude cannot be just, you know, reviewed by notions such as a good or bad game. If that's what a reviewer thinks, the reviewer should not be reviewing this game. Like, they need to just stop what they're doing and give the review to someone else. Right. Yeah, this next bit is a bad one, huh? Downloaded Trek to Yomi. I haven't played it yet. Oh, I haven't really heard of that one too much, so I don't really know. I hope you like it, though. I wonder if I can survive the drop to the bottom right there. I probably can't, but what else can I try? Well, I can try that, I guess. No. There's nowhere to go from here, though. I think we are, kind of boned. Man, like, even the camera sucks so bad to be a part of this sort of thing. It's so horrible. We found inescapable frenzy! Woo! I haven't played a lot of games lately, been so busy at work catering. Ah, I see. Well, I mean, at least it's good to be working. I will probably, again, never have the health to do that, so... you know... One must, treasure the notion that one can work, I suppose. I've played a little bit of stuff on my own, like I've done some, you know, WRC 10. It's okay, but not super great, I guess. It could do a lot more of new stuff, and I think the physics went down a little bit in quality since the previous game. That's mostly it, though. You. My second fingerprint stone shield. Although my first one is a plus 25, so that's something. Alright, so this should hopefully now work. Aha! Here we are. Problem solved. Oh, and I've done some Magic the Gathering on my own. Not too much, though. I'll probably stream more of Magic the Gathering at some point. Just, you know, because at some points I need a game to do a little bit of time in without getting into a big story thing or whatever. Okay, so, now that I'm this far, I've actually never... I feel like I examined that door once before, but it wouldn't open on its own, so let's see what it... Head to Frenzied Flame Prescription, which I think is where I am now. Yes. Take off all your armor and interact with the door. Okay. Probably take a really quick look at the, just so that I'm not missing like a really crucial step at the, So, Mohg Omen King, after the height with the Volk, you're lost from this door. Okay. He is being naked. Yes. Seems like. If you're not naked, then it is just nothing. And I can't hit it either because it's like a safe zone. Aha! I am an absolute hunk of man. Yes. I really wonder how one is supposed to guess to try this naked, but there we are. Apart from, like, you know, YouTube guides and Google. It's just like going to a Finnish sauna. Let's go. Hello. We are the very picture of calm, because somehow this feels right to do, yes. See, it's important to have, you know, closeness in your life. Yes. And now we are hot. Like, literally, and not just, like, figuratively. Yes. Yeah, I think that's an improvement. I feel like we look good. Let's go. Alright. Now this is a look. Like, I feel the pumpkin plus nothing else. That is a choice. Yes. Alright, just luckily it's quick to actually equip at least. Alright. So back we go to Fracture Marika, I think, yeah. There we are. So this should now unlock a different ending because I have the branding. Yeah, become the Lord of Frenzied Flame. At least they've had the sense to put the helpful note on the thing there, so. That seems fine. The guides say that this is quote-unquote the bad ending, but I mean, is there such a thing? Like, in Souls games, famously, bad ending is very, like, a very questionable notion. Oh, we became the Ghost Rider. Lovely. So now we get to be Nicolas Cage and throw a fire whip. It'll be great. with the Lionel's armor set, that looks hilarious. There we are. That is a visual, I like it. The sky is like from that painting. Scream. That looks so good. I like that visuals. Like, that is a good visual to end on. Man, I like that bit. That's nice. Lord of Frenzied Flame. 5.76% of people have that. Elden Ring. There we are. Obtained all achievements. There we are. Ah! It took a New Game Plus run all the way to the end, but we goddamn did it. Ah! Finally! Sweet Jesus. So yeah, so now I have all achievements in Dark Souls for the Xbox 360, Dark Souls Remastered for the Xbox One, Dark Souls 2 for the Xbox 360, Dark Souls 2 Scholar of the First Sin for the Xbox One, Dark Souls 3 for the Xbox One, and Elden Ring for Xbox One/Series S or X. 6 games, all achievements in all 6. Probably the coolest of the endings. Yeah, visually, absolutely, yeah. Honestly, the endings are a little lackluster, but that one looks really nice. That's a really good visual to end on, for damn sure. There we are. That is quite the orchestral soundtrack. Begin Journey 3. If you sound begin Journey 2 later. Yeah, let's not begin Journey 3 yet. We'll just go to the round table hold instead. There we are. Victory. And since we got nowhere in any of the quest lines, there's like these random people are like everywhere. Like hello. Like I blitzed through the game so hard, I never even talked to anyone in here. It's pretty great. There we are. Alright, so maybe I should just, you know, sum up my thoughts once more. So yeah, while I dislike the game, it's obviously not a bad game. It's a good game, but it falls short from great. I feel like it's stretched way too thin in the size department, in that there's a lot of samey biome in terms of just terrain, just random grassland, random other kind of plain yellower grassland, you know. A lot of cool individual areas, but so much copy-pasting that it sort of like loses its fun. Like there's so many literally same identical catacombs that it just doesn't work out. And the copy-pasting of the boss fights is so lazy, it just... Something else needed to happen. Either have less boss fights, or do even more instead of promoting simple mobs to be bosses, instead of copy-pasting the same, like, cat statue boss everywhere. It's that like, and the other ones as well. Like, that's not great. The boss fights even otherwise, not great. It's mostly just, like, there's very few boss fights that are actually about trying to read the opponent's movements in a sensible way. The only way to actually read them is to learn them by heart, because their movements make very little sense. In that it's just like, it shakes and does a thing that makes no sense, and you only learn to dodge it by learning it by heart, instead of reading what it's doing and trying to react. That's where Dark Souls 2, and even 3, were a lot better. You could try to see, like, read what you're looking at, and then dodge or block or something, like react to what you're looking at on the first go and have a chance even while it's really hard. Like Pontiff Sullivan, I think, is an excellent example of that in Dark Souls 3. It's a really hard boss fight, but you have a chance just by reading what he's doing. And that's just not a thing in here, with the couple of exceptions. I think Godric is an exception. I think Morg is like an exception, with the problem that it has the magic that kind of undermines it, with, you know, the blood rain and whatever. There's Margit is one that fits. That's like maybe my favorite boss fight, just because it's one of the read movements boss fights, and it's voiced by Simon Templeman. I'm in, you know. But yeah, it's mostly just a big bad is either copy-pasted, or AoE magic damage, or grab attacks, and it just maybe teleports away from you, flies away from you, a combination of these four. And the AoE magic is so cheap that just like, it fills the entire screen with holy damage. And that's a thing that you're supposed to know what to do with. And it's just, it's so uninteresting, and I have a lot of smaller issues with, like, like I mentioned, the platforming physics. They're really still terrible. And having platforming sections with that knowledge is still a horrible idea. And they needed to no longer have that. The continuation of the movement is really bad, because, like, I especially hate how the continuation of movement works when you get hit, especially on horseback. Because imagine, right? You're on horseback, you're galloping through the grasslands, right? You get hit by the little brother of a hopeless zombie who was abandoned as a child by his zombie parents because he was so hopelessly pathetic that he couldn't even hit a fly. That zombie hits you with his tiny pinky finger that's just a stump of a pinky finger. He hits you when you're galloping through the grassland next to it, right? What happens? What I think you should imagine happening is you taking a hit and sort of like tumbling forward somehow with that hit, right? But this game instead, it stops you into the frame where you got hit. So the pathetic zombie hits you with its stump of a pinky finger while you're just like, gallop, 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 gallop. You get stuck in that frame when you get hit. It just stops the entire movement. It's like, and you just stand there. Like it feels so terrible. Like that needed a little more thinking how that should work. Like when they added the horse, they added the problem of how the continuation of movement should work when you get hit. It's not as terrible when you're on foot. It doesn't feel as abrupt, like, you're stuck. But with the horse, that stuckness feels terrible. Like, it's so bad. Like, ow. Those are, like, some of the bigger ones that bother me. I'm more and more wondering that one needs to be a little more upfront with the lore. Now when there's so much cutscenes and so much of this, like, and every boss fight has a mid-cutscene with dialogue. That's not what Dark Souls or Soulsborne games excel at. If you're gonna do a lot of dialogue cutscenes in between your boss fights, then your story needs to make sense, because all you're doing is wasting the player's time in the interesting boss fights, doing like, haha, I will now ask Stephen, give me the strength of the Unglabs Blumba, and now lend me the strength of the Gundabudumba, and we will never be the Elden Lords King Emperor Var Lord, because the Stevenson will now lend me the wing of the Lava Brothers of the Near Autumn Steve. And then you fight, and you're like, you have no idea what happened, what we're talking about, you did say it never comes up, and you're just like, you're just watching nothing, and they talk about nothing, and you're just like, can we get to the boss fight? And on the first go, you don't want to skip the cutscene, because you don't know in advance that it's going to be just gibberish that they speak. Like, yeah, there's a story, but the game doesn't tell you the story. But it doesn't work anymore, because in Dark Souls and so on, there was a story, the game in the intro section told you a little bit of the story, and then it just stopped, and never told you again. Some characters have like dialogue here and there that you can choose to listen to, but that's it. Dark Souls just goes to the end and you don't know what the hell happened. That's why not telling the story works in those games. In here, the game instead is constantly pushing cutscenes with a lot of talking in between your boss fights. They're breaking the boss fight, like, pacing to tell you gibberish about nothing, because they don't tell you the story. So they vomit random ass story garbage on you instead of giving you the boss fight with pacing. So you're left out of the story while being covered in the garbage that is the bullshit they vomit at you as the quote-unquote gibberish story. Like, that is really horrible, and that's a terrible design choice. So, no, doesn't work. The upgrade materials are way, way too stingy, because all they do is make you not experiment with your weapons. You can upgrade one weapon, and you will not get enough upgrade materials to upgrade another one. That's it. Like, unless you meticulously Google every single thing to find in terms of upgrade items and upgrade bell-bearing finds, there is no way for you to upgrade any more than one weapon. So the one you choose is the one you have to stick with. You can't experiment, you can't try stuff, that's it. That is a horrible idea. And they literally reinvented the upgrade system with like 10-15 different shards, when they really should not have done that. There's no reason to. And they broke their system while they did it to be this, like, no experimentation piece of crap. So in most ways, this is all a step down from previous Soulsborne games. So with all of that stuff, there's more stuff that I'll probably get into with an opinion piece video, maybe. We'll see. But there is no element of this game that's an improvement from the previous games, with the maybe small notion of adding the horse and having the jump button. Problems, though, being there that the jump button then creates the confidence into them to make even more terrible platforming sections, so you kind of lose in the end when you get the jump button, because now you suffer even more because of the garbage platform collision physics. So that's not really an improvement, arguably, anymore. The horse is a quick way to traverse, but then it asks the question, is the world too big if you really need that horse to traverse the world? So I think it's an improvement in the end, yes. Like, it's hard to argue that it isn't. Like, it adds more dimensions to the combat and to the movement, but it still just sort of underlines the problem of the world is so big that there's no more interest in exploring it in the like micro level. Like, it's just like grassland, and then you just gallop through a lot of grassland to get to the next copy-paste cave. Like, problems everywhere. So yeah, basically everything's a step down from the previous Soulsborne games, and yet somehow it's the perfect game ever. So I don't know what people saw in this one beyond that. Like, it's fine, but it's a step down in basically every way. Still a fine game, but nothing more than that, though. Did I enjoy playing it at that time? So yeah, the ending visual was good, and I enjoyed like 3 or 2 boss fights out of the 85, 90 something. So yeah. Yeah, I think Margaret the Fell was probably the best boss in the game and the first. Yes, I think so too, yeah. But I think that's the game, and we're done with it. All the achievements, we got there in the end, and if you're watching this on YouTube, I'm amazed that you've stuck with me so far, and I humbly thank you for it. And if you have enjoyed it, and I hope you have, please do drop a like, or even subscribe or share if you want to, because it would truly actually help. And thank you so much for watching. And see you again in the next game, whatever that may be. Thank you.